Hey, it's X here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about why you should never just have one source of income, which is especially important if you are young like I am, because the more income you have at a younger age, obviously, the better in the long run. But anyways, there's many reasons as to why you shouldn't have just one source of income, mainly being because of all of the liabilities that comes with just having one source. If it is detached from you, then you are then financially crippled, and that is a huge issue, especially nowadays. I mean, people allow that kind of stuff to happen all the time, as to where they lose their job based over something stupid, and they're not able to continue on living the same style and quality of life that they were used to when they had a job. Some, at every single level. So some become homeless, and some just get reduced, but it's not pretty. So it's really, if you work in something physical, your body, isn't going to hold up over the test of time. So obviously it's important that you work on a retirement plan. But even in this day and age, retirement plans are only set to last for it's like 10 years. I don't know too much of straight up stats. I'm not pulling this off of anything right now, but I know that it's 10 years or less that they set you up with in the average retirement plan. Basically, because they don't expect you to live much longer. They expect you to work until you're really old, and then they're like, oh, you're not gonna live that much longer. So that's how they try and do the average person. But it's important that you then cover your own bases and say, okay, well, I need to have multiple sources of income. You know what I'm saying? You can have a job. There's nothing wrong with holding a 9-to-5 job, but one thing you should think about doing is having a side hustle, legitimate, of course, that could be, I wouldn't necessarily recommend working 5 jobs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Working yourself to the bone like that, because I think that one of your sources of income should definitely be something that is more passive, so that if you ever become physically incapable, or maybe, God forbid, mentally incapable, because things happen, that you would still be able to have some source of income coming in, whether you were not touching it at all or anything like that. Also known as passive income. And that comes in all kinds of ways, whether you own a part of a business that somebody else maybe operates or something like that, or owning stock, or different kind of even savings accounts, even high interest savings accounts, all that kind of stuff. But the point is that you should have something that if you're sleeping at night, or anytime you don't have to be doing anything, basically, and that is bringing you in money. As well as that, you should always think about owning part in a business, so that you own something for the other reason that I was going to bring up as to why you should have multiple sources of incomes. If you don't own the business, of course, they don't have any requirement of loyalty to you and aren't responsible for your well-being. And no matter how much you like a certain person of a company, or dislike a certain person of a company, that type of feeling isn't going to come first in the eyes of the business. And basically, each member of the modern corporation, work field is seen as expendable. So when you're already viewed as a part, like a machine or something like that, that can be replaced, then you really have no kind of security over your own job in the first place. So it's really important that you have a secondary source of income that is something that can not be taken from you, basically. Something that you own, something that you own at least partnership in, something that you have say in, and something that legally cannot be taken from you no matter what. Because that's a sad truth of the world, is that if you don't own something, people are always liable to be able to take it away from you. So you have to cover your own ass in that aspect. Not only that, but when you own something, you have the ability to then pass it down on to the next generation, like your kids or whoever. You have the ability to donate to charities through it. You have the ability to give back by your own means and your own and on your own whim, which means that you can direct the funds into things that you actually want to see grow, instead of just giving money to corporations that are funding destruction of certain things, like neighborhoods of people of color, things like that. Instead of that, you could actually take money and put it back into the community. All these kind of things would be up to your choice if the income was yours and the business was yours. That would make the whole purpose of the business yours too. And you don't have to necessarily directly operate a business in order to own partnership in it, because if you just put in money for the startup and you own 50% of the business, but your friend or business partner, it doesn't have to necessarily be a friend, is the one who decides to operate it, then you are still gonna get your money. At least legally you better, but you can just sit there. Like, that's the point. And I'm not saying that's as to I think you should be lazy, because I think every person should be hardworking to a certain extent. But I don't believe that you should have to work yourself to death in order to enjoy a comfortable, healthy, and happy lifestyle. So that was just my opinion real quick on a subject I always think a lot about personally. I know one person who has spoken a lot on this kind of subject and got me to thinking about that is Boyce Watkins. He's a I think he has a degree in finance, and he talks a lot on YouTube, and he's a professor. He was a professor at Syracuse for a long time, and he's just a very good, strong black male figure, and I think that he has a great mind. So you should definitely check him out as well if you ever get the chance. But I think I've said all I can say about this specific subject. I don't know if this format of video is something I'm going to continue doing, but if people seem to respond to it well, where I just kind of speak freely on a subject, this has all been my opinion, of course. But I mean, I think there's a lot of, objective truth to what I was saying, but that's again just my own opinion, and I'll definitely feedback. If you have anything to say or add to what I was talking about, please talk about it in the comments. And if you want to see more videos talking about finances and many other things, just a lot of educational devices and things like that, then definitely like the video and subscribe it, and stay tuned, because there will be much more in the works. Thank you.